Hello everyone, Andy from Skirmish Hobby Projects again, and this time I'm bringing you an actual game to play. Bit of Kill Team just to get things going. This will be my World Eaters themed Chaos Legionaries going up against Hand of the Archon, which will be somewhat masterfully played by my friend Josh. As you can see from the table, we've already determined we've determined the mission, we've determined the layout, we've done all of the set up the teams and tac ops and all that sort of good fun stuff. I won the roll-off for the deployment, choosing the left-hand side of the board, as you can see. And then I also won the roll-off for initiative for the first turn. So what I'll do is I'll just put an overview of the map layout in a second, as well as the two teams so you know which operatives are being used and what equipment choices. And then we'll roll straight on into the game. Right, so the very, very last activation of turn one, and Josh is sticking to the instruction that we're here for a laugh. Talk us through your move.
So Andy's counteracted and has moved up a further 2 inches there. Because Eldar move 7 inches base, I've got a 9-inch charge range. It's an inch to come out there, and I've measured it, and I've got a remaining 8 inches to get round the barricade and charge in. So I'm going to go for that for one action and fight for the second.
Oh, stand by for dice off. Right, so we're going to roll this off live. So Josh has charge, therefore he gets to roll first. So talk us through the profile, and then we'll see the dice roll.
4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4/5 damage, ceaseless and flay. Flay means that when I score a crit, the first time I resolve it, I can choose a friendly within 6 inches to receive a pain token, which is the Drukhari team's sort of currency for the game.
I wonder who that could be.
I wonder who. I am going to use Toxin Coating, so I'm going to give him lethal 5 for this engagement.
Okay, so if anyone's not played Kill Team before, lethal 5 means that any roll of a 5 or higher is a crit, and crits do fun things in Kill Team.
Crits mean prizes.
Right, let's roll the dice.
Let's see. Oh boy, so ceaseless, so I'm going to choose to re-roll the 1s.
Yep.
Didn't really help there. So I got 2 regular hits and a crit. Your turn to roll.
Right. Okay, time for the World Eaters to hit back. So this is my Shrive Talon operative. So his Flensing Blades are 5 attacks, 3 ups, 3/5 damage, lethal 5+, so the same rule applies. But because Khorne is our magic word, we also get severe on all of our melee attacks. So if I don't roll any crits, I get to turn a normal into a crit. Here we go. 3s praying for 5s. Ooh. I will take that. Okay, so now to resolve that, Josh attacked first, so Josh gets to resolve the dice against me, and then it's back and forth for those who haven't played Kill Team before.
Cool. Your Flensing Blades do a decent amount of damage. I reckon I'm probably toast here, so I'm just going to try and go for max damage. So I'm going to inflict a crit for 5 damage.
Oof.
Gives me a
pain token,
which I will distribute 6 to one within 6 inches. There's a heavy gunner up there. I've got Disciple of Elindra down there. I'm going to give it to the Disciple.
Okay, Disciple there. Cool. Right, I might, in the spirit of I don't want to get hurt too much and I want to make sure your guy dies, I might do the most non-World Eater thing possible. I might parry.
For 1?
1.
That's fine. How much damage is that?
So it's, my normals are 3, crits are 5.
That's fine. So, that does 2 damage because they've got instant.
No, so that doesn't do damage because that's a parry, so that blocks. Yeah, yeah. That means you've only got the 1 more dice to attack.
That's fine. Right.
Which importantly means that you can't do anything about my 2 crits that'll go through. So there's 10 damage.
I'll pop through another 4 damage there.
So total of 9 damage.
Total of 9 damage.
Okay, and then I'm between my 5, 10, 13 damage goes through to you.
That's cool.
How many wounds do your guys have?
8. I would lower it down to 10 with my ability, but that's still 2 over.
Cool.
That does kill
That
me.
is a dead Eldar, but I've got 9 wounds to inflict, which will leave me with 7 or 8, I think. Okay, so after all that excitement at the end of the first turn, this is the state of the board. Josh is now down to 8 operatives. I still have all 6 of mine, although the Shrive Talent, as you can see, took a bit of a beating, is down to 5, and is therefore wounded, hence the red marker. Time to roll off 4 initiative and see what happens in the second turn. So, turning point 2, the first activation goes to me. Shrive Talon is going for a bit of death or glory moment, given that he's on his sort of last legs. So he's been able to charge and just about get into control zone range of the Arch Sybarite, either Whipman. So hopefully I can finish him off, although with the fact that I'm wounded means I'm only going to be able to I'm hitting on -1, although I've spent the money, the points to make him -1 to hit as well. So hopefully this just goes through and does anything. And if not, then assuming I kill him off, I have a frag grenade, which is looking like a great opportunity right there. Okay, so Flensing Blades, 5 attacks, hitting on 4s now, but 6 damage with my Strat Ploy, lethal 5, severe. So 4s praying for 5s. Oh my days. I will need to come and have a think about that. Right, having thought about it, the plan is going to be roll D3. I've taken the gambit so that my Corm operatives, if I roll D3, inflict D3 damage to myself, I can discard 2 fails and retain 1 of the hits instead. So rolling D3 on this one. So that is 2 damage. So he'll go down to 3 wounds. But importantly, that means that becomes a hit. On discard that one. And then I'm going to CP reroll one of these to another 4. Right, so because of severe, that means one of them becomes a crit. So I've ended up with 1 crit and 2 hits.
Nice.
Right, your turn.
So typically I'd have 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 3/5 damage with brutal, lethal 5 and shock. Andy has of course charged me, so it's now -1 for me to hit with his strategic ploy. So I'm hitting on 4s. I've also paid for Blade Artists, so all my melee weapons get rending. I've gone for Merciless Sadists as well, so because he's injured, I get balance, so I'll get to reroll one of these dice. So I've got 3 crits and a hit. I'm gonna keep that. I'm quite happy. Oh, in fact, rending does trigger there.
Yeah.
So that does become
4 crits. So let's resolve this. How this is going to work. I'm going to die either way, but there's a CP firefight ploy I can pay. So I'm going to hit with my crit. Because I've spent the CP on make my cord models hit harder, that is 6 damage goes straight through.
Nasty. I've got what did I just knock over? A ladder. So I've got some drugs in my system, so on a 6-up I can reduce that damage by 1. So it's 5 damage.
Okay.
So 6. But that still hurts. I will put a crit through. I've got shock, which I believe discards 1 of your hits.
Okay, so it might discard 1 of my hits, so that's fine, but I'm dead either way.
Yeah.
I'm then spending a CP so that on death, my next normal goes through, which is another 4.
4 damage.
So I've done a total of 9, unless you're about to reduce it down to 8.
No, 9.
So 9
which does kill me.
Kills him dead on. So after all of that glorious charge and wonderful interaction, that is 2 dead models. Brilliant. So the full shenanigans will be explained at the end of the turn. We're still on turning point 2, but jumping in 3rd edition is stupid. So my aspiring or my chosen, whatever his thing is, this guy is he's going to switch to engage, and then through the process of movie magic, what he's going to do is he's going to dash to here. Because the distance from this point of the building to this open point here is less than 6 inches, I can therefore jump across, which puts me nicely in range to shoot this guy. Disgusting. Okay, so that is the end of round 2, and as you can see from the tally over here, a bit of a bloody turn, but the World Eaters have come off worse, of almost like charging headlong into the enemy is not always the most tactical idea. At the end of the turn, though, over this flank here, you'll see there's a complete lack of models. My anointed, it's definitely not Khan the Betrayer. It's definitely Khan the Betrayer. Charged over there, managed to kill two. Managed to kill one Eldar, did a bit of damage onto a couple others. He got slapped back, and then this guy managed to shoot and kill him off as well. The outrageous jump charge worked, managed to do a little bit of shooting. Lots of plasma went everywhere, but not hitting the target. So although he's taken a bit of damage, he was then left wide out in the open, so he got shot off and killed there. A little bit of movement shenanigans around here, but as you can see, I've got a guy tucked away, hiding there. One guy on the centre line looking very vicious, and my icon bearer just holding down this bit where there's not a lot on this flank to threaten him anymore. But yeah, so quite a productive turn for both of us, really, to be honest. Scores will be tracked and revealed at the end of the game. Josh, anything further to sort of summarise?
No, I think I've come off a bit better than expected, but I think I am about to be certainly around here chopped to pieces, and then the rest of my team's going to have to run away.
I don't know. Turn 3 coming up. Let's see what happens. That's right. Right, so turn 3. Josh has bravely run away, hidden behind a wall, and taken some drugs with one of his guy. Which, hey, that's somebody's cup of tea, not mine personally. But there you go. Trying to think it out now. I took frag grenades, so I think my butcher here charges into this guy, throws a grenade at Drugs McGee over here, and because the way that blast works, this guy up here is within 2 inches, and so the frag should hit him as well. Where this guy's wounded, there's a decent chance that I manage to kill all 3. Well, there's a decent chance to kill 2, possibly 3 with this one operative's interaction. So we'll roll this one out to see what happens, because this could be game-changing if it pans out. Stand by. Here's the benefits of just having a nice friendly game. So we've, as you can see, the model I charged into is now gone because, funny old thing, a guy with a giant 2-handed chain axe, pumped up with pure rage because it's the anger god, has destroyed an elf and only taken a couple of damage for his troubles. The yellow token is because I'm taking dominate, but I'll explain that as we go through. We're talking it out. I was going to try and grenade to get both of them, but actually the butcher gets a free 2-inch move if he incapacitates someone. So that moves him round to here. I'm now within control range of Josh's drug taker. Because of the CP I spent to give myself an extra point of damage on my weapons, he now does 6-7 damage on his crits. But Khorne means it's severe. So as long as I roll a hit here, Josh can't do anything to prevent that kill. He's got if he rolls a 6, he reduces the damage by 1, but that takes to 6. He's only got 6 wounds. So we're just going to live roll the attacks. It was 5 attacks hitting on 4s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, as long as one of these is... So as long as I roll a 4 up... And yeah, there's a couple of hits. I've rolled a crit. So, I mean, there's no point rolling this because it'll be 7 damage going through. See, yeah, that's a double kill.
That's a double kill. So that's 2 dominate tokens.
Khorne loves it. Blood for the blood god.
I have dropped my intel marker.
Yes. Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, end of turn 3. I think that was quite a decisive one in the end. So you can't see. It looks like I've been tabled. I haven't. I've got one guy hidden in there, one guy hidden in here. But yeah, all you can see from the Dark Eldar or Drukhari, whatever their GW decided to call them this week. Yeah, there's only 2 Drukhari left, so it's been quite a bloody turn. My double charge, double kill thing worked really, really well for about 30 seconds, and then he got shot in the face. His friend over here managed to avenge him whilst also taking the targets. A bit back and forth, but yeah, a lot of staging. This guy down here was in the unenviable position of having to do the most Unworld Eaters thing ever, which is hide away to tap the objective and not seek to charge anyone, because unfortunately that's what the needs of the game were. Yeah, I think, to be honest, we're going into turn 4 now. I don't think this is going to take particularly long, and if I had to make a judgment call, and Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is probably World Eater's game to lose at this point,
I'd say so.
if not already sewn up. But we'll see how we end at turn 4, and then we'll come back with the scores. Choosing to film this, not because it's overly game-breaking, but it's a useful rules clarification. So Josh has moved his gunner up to the edge here, who is going to take a pot shot at my my guy with the axe, who's actually readied. anyone who's sort of just started looking at the game, like, but you can't shoot him. He's on conceal and he's in cover. And there's intervening terrain. Obscuring is not a thing because this is light terrain. So the vantage point means that he gets to ignore the light terrain, which means he's got a nice clear line of sight onto my guy there. So although he's in conceal, because it's a clear line of sight, he is targetable. I think I still get a cover save check.
It's piercing too, so...
I mean, it's irrelevant. We'll clarify that a little bit, but yeah, basically he can be targeted. So this basically just became a shootout. So the Eldar guy fired at my guy. As you can see, a single wound marker left. He managed to tank a lot of it. In the end, though, because he survived, the retaliation was tap to the objective to make sure I get the main op, and then 2 remaining shoot actions by virtue of being Astartes. No more Eldar. No more Drukhari. So he is dead. Leaves that as Josh's only operative in his next activation. We've just talked it out. There's no way he can get round to kill off this guy, who has therefore just got a dominate token as well. But more importantly, it means my guy who's yet to activate will also tap that objective and then potentially be able to move and take a pot shot. So we'll close it all out. We'll figure out what the scores are, and then we'll show the graphic afterwards. So, final assessment. In the end, despite the absolute bloodbath that the game proved, it was 17 points to the World Eaters and 11 points to the Drukhari, which you'll already know because you'll have seen the graphic by now. Josh, I'll invite your comments in a second. I think for me, for a summary of the game, it was the first time I've run these World Eaters where they're more than just all warriors and have a laugh. Like, I'm actually making use of the Anointed, the Shrive Talon, and some of that stuff. Definitely made a bit of a difference, but it was still I need to run forward and kill things as fast as possible. And at the end of Turning Point 2, I was worried I'd not quite managed it. That Butcher interaction down here on turn 3 definitely swung the game in my favour, I think. What do you reckon?
I'd agree. It knocked out a lot of my firepower. By Turning Point 3, I didn't have any melee specialists left, so it got to the point where, where my guys were getting into combat, I was essentially just trading for little bits of damage, but not a great deal.
Yeah.
I did get quite a few shots off in the end, which did whittle you down some more, but I couldn't land the killing blow on that guy.
This guy surviving on one wound and a dominate token is just sort of summed up the game, really. No, well, thanks everyone for watching. Something a bit different so far. Like I said, I've shown a lot of pillage on the channel to date, not a whole lot of anything else. Kill Team is definitely my favourite game for the moment. I'll see what happens when I start playing pillage, but please let us know what you like. This is definitely not as polished as some of the other, bigger channels out there that do Kill Team battle reports, but please let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, or anything you recommend for future. It's a nice, friendly amateur community. Let's help each other out where we can. Right, thanks for watching, everyone, and until the next time, happy hobbying.